let's talk about the ultimate single credit card strategy. But before that, here's the truth. I was a hardcore credit card min mixer. I track merchant category codes or MCC, calculated cents per mile, and also chase every possible rewards in percentage terms. But over time, I realized something. That is, most people do not lose money because they chose the wrong card. They lose money because life is busy and mistakes happen. So today's video is sponsored by Mari Bank, and this is not about chasing the highest reward. It is about building a simple system for people who value time, want predictability, and don't want to be ripped off. And I'm sure many of you who are watching this video are already frequent users or regular users of credit card. But here is the real credit card problem that nobody really talks about. You see, in theory, optimizing credit cards sounds very great, but in real life, this is what actually happens. People forget which card to use, people forget FX spreads exist, people pay 3% fees without realizing, people chase rewards that barely beat the hassle. And if you're someone who value time, your goal is not maximizing rewards. Your goal is minimizing regrets. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Chris, and I run the Telegram group of over 22,000 members enthusiastic about credit cards and rewards hacking. So join us in the free Telegram group right here. Now, unless you don't travel overseas, I'm very sure that once you have used a credit card abroad, you are very sure of this thing called FX fees. And the thing is that most Singapore credit cards still charge around 3% in foreign currency spread. That alone wipes out a lot of cashback and a lot of miles value if you don't know yet. But the latest news is that from 1st of January 2026, Mari credit card has 0% FX fee on all foreign currency transactions. And this is an important change, and I'll explain more later. But here is an important reminder that you should always pay in local currency. Alright, if there's a merchant or the cashier is asking you, do you want to pay in your home currency SGD? Just say no, I just want to pay in the local currency wherever your city or country is. Because if you select to be charged by SGD via dynamic currency conversion, all these fees will still apply anyway, and it's like 1% DCC fee. So let's go into the details. What are the new Mari credit card benefits? And the headline rate is 1.5% rewards. And you cannot really mess this up because from 2026 onwards, the reward structure becomes very clean already. And it's a very flat structure. You look at it, 1.5% cashback on local spend, 1.5% cashback on overseas spend up to 1,500 Singapore dollars per month. And if you're a Shopee user, you get 1.5% Shopee coins cashback via Shopee instant checkout with no minimum spend and no category tracking. Now, I know what some of you are going to say. Isn't the previous cashback 1.7% and now it has dropped to 1.5%? That's like a very bad thing, right? But do you remember that overseas cashback with the no minimum spend requirements used to be 1%, and now it has been upgraded to 1.5% up to your first $1,500 of spend. To me as a user, this is a fair exchange and might even be a better change. Let me explain. Now, when we're using credit card overseas, we need to talk about net benefit. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with net benefit, do you know that typically banks charge an additional 3.25% in FX fees for the foreign currency transactions? Okay, as long as anything that's not charged in your local SGD currency, they will add a 3.25% added. So Mari credit card does not have this FX fee, and that is already a 3.25% savings. Then on top of that, you add the 1.5% cashback. Did you realize that your net benefit is now 3.25% plus 1.5% cashback, which is a net benefit of 4.75%? I mean, this is when you compare it to a traditional credit card that does not give you any reward. And you see, with just one Mari credit card, you don't need to do anything special, You already avoid the FX fee, plus you get an additional cashback benefit of 1.5%. So it will really trump any other credit cards that charge you a 3.25% fee upfront. And for those of you who have been users of multi-currency credit card, I think one of the most important thing to check is that whether they have very good or favorable foreign currency exchange rates. So this is something cool about the Mari Bank app. You can actually check the foreign currency rates on your mobile phone. And Mari credit card even offers stronger FX rates in the 7 destinations Singaporeans visit the most. For example, Malaysia. Alright, a lot of people like to go JB, Johor Bahru for your weekend. Secondly, Indonesia, and then we have Japan and Korea. Next up, we have Australia and Thailand, and lastly, China, which is an upcoming trend because I myself have been visiting China for multiple times throughout this years. So I would highly recommend China if you haven't been there. And you look at it, right? All these destinations are where Singaporeans love to travel to. And Mari credit card actually have better, stronger FX rates for these destinations, which is aligned to where we want to travel. Because these are real trips that people take and destinations that you will consider to plan a trip for. But I'm going to go through some specific clauses in the terms and conditions that you must look out because most of you will only read about the benefits. You'll never read about the terms and conditions. So let's highlight this to avoid disappointment. And remember this, cashback does not apply to the following exclusions under the terms and conditions like wallet top-ups, prepaid cards, crypto, government payouts, insurance, utilities, education, gambling, or quasi-cash transactions. I mean, this is just very standard exclusions, almost like any other credit card. So make sure you use it on general retail transactions that allows you to earn cashback. All these kind of things are excluded. So read very carefully. It's not everything will get cashback. But remember the strong points of Mari credit card. There is no minimum spend. There's no overall cashback cap except for overseas spend. And cashback is credited when transactions are posted. You don't need to wait until the end of the statement or calendar month. But remember that cashback offsets your bill and it's not withdrawable. So if you're someone who just use it for normal spending, day-to-day life, you will be fine, right? You will not be caught by the terms and conditions. So personally for myself, how would I use the Mari credit card in 2026? And as a user, this is how realistically I would use it. For daily spending in Singapore, if you really don't want to choose your credit cards, you don't want to meet minimum spend, you can use it at retail everywhere. 1.5% without thinking about MCC or minimum spend, I think it's just saving your headspace because all of us are very busy already, right? You don't want to think what card to use, what to choose, and then sometimes your spouse also asks you, hey, use what card? Okay, you just tell them to use Mari credit card. Okay, simple 1.5% cashback. And then overseas travel, the appeal is even stronger already. Like in hotels, dining, shopping, or transport. Okay, make sure you avoid DCC. Always charge in their destination currency. Don't charge in your home currency. All right, always pay in local currency to avoid the FX fees plus a favorable exchange rate if you are one of the 7 destinations. And remember that even in Singapore, you may also pay in foreign currency. For example, foreign currency online shopping like Amazon, Taobao, overseas brands, all these places that you can pay in foreign currency, there's no FX fees, so there's no FX loss, right? One card, fewer mistakes. You don't need to make so many decisions. You can minimize and simplify your life. Now, some of you are waiting for this, which is the new to bank promotion. What welcome reward will you get if you are new to Mari Bank or new to Mari Credit Card? So if you're new to Mari Bank, make sure you use my code or my referral link here. You can get up to 80 Singapore dollars of rewards with my referral link or referral code. So sign up here is only for new card holders or new bank account users only. Remember that these rewards are on top of the 0% FX fees and 1.5% cashback rewards plus the improved FX rates. So it's like stacking lah. If you're a new customer, then good for you. Okay, go and apply all these rewards using my link. And here is the final takeaway. I want to be very clear that this card is not suitable for everyone. The Mari credit card is ideal for people who choose to protect their time and avoid mistakes and avoid silent losses, right? You just want to minimize your inconvenience, okay? And all these inconvenience may matter more than chasing rewards or maximizing miles. Because if you think about it, some of you value time, but some of you value rewards more. So for those of you who value time, this card is for you. And for 2026, the card refresh benefits is about being good enough everywhere with fewer ways to mess up, right? You just make less decisions. And if your mindset is simply, I don't want to be ripped off, this is one of the cleanest single credit card strategy that you can adapt without losing too much time and having too much inconvenience. Okay, so for those of you who are watching this video, do you think this is a good change? All right, go and comment Mari +1 if you think it's good. And if you want me to do a future update comparing this Mari credit card against other cards, okay, I'll probably do them in a separate video. So go and comment Mari +1. And if you really want to look at min-maxing strategy for myself, right, what is my credit card strategy for 2026, then I can refer you to my previous video right here.